Hey YouTube, what's up? Clay Result here, and back again with another unit spotlight. This time for Refia, one of the best healers to come out for global and in the game, really. She comes in at a 4-star base, meaning you have to pull her from a yellow crystal, going all the way up to 6 stars. Pretty stellar healer here. She's going to be more of a healer support unit for you. Let's go into the stats. HP 3,433, NP 217, attack 112, defense 118, magic 117, and spirit 195. And that's a large spirit base there, which is awesome. You want that for your healers. If you guys didn't know, spirit is healing factor and magic resist. So for a healer, you obviously want a lot of spirit. Moving on to equipment, we have rods, staffs, and maces that she can equip, but most of the, staffs, things like that, the healing staffs and rods, that's what you want to put on her. She can equip accessories, hats, robes, and cloth armor, things like that. So you're going to want to put a nice robe, cloth armor on her with a lot of spirit. And that's her equipment, guys. You know, nothing special going on there. Her TM is mentality, MP plus 20%, and spirit plus 30%. This thing is amazing for healers. So if you get her, maybe you want to farm her TM and put it on her. You know, you're going to put your spirit up by 30%. And you always want a big MP pool on your healers and supports, so you can keep casting those Curages, those Asunas, things like that. So that'll be great to go on her. I would definitely farm for this TM. And you can do it in multiples if you wanted to. If you're crazy, farm multiple TMs. You can do it in multiple, slap it on her, and make her even more strong. Going on down the list of abilities here, we have Curaja, which is going to heal your entire team by a large amount. Another cool thing about Refia is she gets Curaga and Cura. Cura being a tinier AoE healing spell, costing less MP, healing just a little bit less, but, you know, in situations where you want to save mana, your team's not that hurt, you might want to use Cura over Curaja. And then Curaga is used as a single target heal, which will be great just in case you have your tank provoking, and then you can just have Curaga, you know, heal up your tank instead of having to mass heal everyone on the team, save a little bit of mana, and do that single target healing you may need. Next up, she gets the spell, which removes all status effects on one enemy. So let's say a boss buffs himself up and makes himself super powerful. This is why this Refia is so awesome. She has a toolbox of abilities she can use. Just knock them all off with the spell and you're good to go. You always want a dispel user on your team for most battles, things like that. Next up, she gets Stona, which is going to cure Stone to 1. That is going to just complement her whole ability set here, guys, because she also gets Asuna, which is coming up now, which is going to cure a lot of status elements on your team, but Stona is going to cover that, when you get petrified, things like that. So that's the way she's so awesome, and she's like a toolbox, dude. She's a toolbox with great healing, great support ability. So Asuna plus Stona, you're pretty much covering everything, but I think disease and a couple other things like that. But there are other ways, I guess, you can combat that. Moving on, we have an ability called Full Life, and this is another insane thing for Refia, guys. Revive one fallen ally to 100% HP. So now we have this great healer who has all these abilities, and somebody dies, boom, raise them up. So she seems like the real deal, guys, like a complete embodiment of what you want your support healer to be. The next ability, Embolden, which is just a better cheer, guys. So now we have an upgraded cheer, plus attack and defense by 45%. That's 5% more than cheer does for 5 turns. So instead of 3 turns, we're doing it for 5 turns. So you cast that at the beginning, and you're set for a while, guys, if that's what you guys want to do. So attack and defense up, that's amazing. And here's another great thing on Refia. If the list just goes on, 100% resist to silence, paralyze, confuse, and petrify. So she's never getting smacked by any of that. She's not getting silenced. She's not getting paralyzed, confused, or petrify. That's what you want on your support and your healer, so they can take all those status elements off of everybody else. So if a boss would AoE petrify everyone, at least she's not getting petrified or confused or paralyzed, things like that. So she can take it off of your team, and which is amazing. Moving on to her limit break, which is Loving Heart. Now, limit breaks are a little weird in this game. You never know if you want to use them or not. This one, I really wish it would have had healing on it. It doesn't, but I really wish it would have. Cure all status elements and increase defense 40% to all. Now, the increased defense part of this, you already have Embolden on your Refia, which is 45%. Remember, buffs don't stack. They take the highest percent one, and that's the one that takes over. But cure all status elements and increase the defense, just in case you don't have Embolden on, you're running low on mana, everybody's messed up with some status elements, you can just cast this limit break, so it will have its uses. It's not completely useless. I just wish it would have had a cure along with it, but I guess you can't have everything. Now let's talk about how you're going to build your Refia as a free-to-play player or someone who doesn't use TMs, okay? You're going to want to throw a Golden Staff on her. This is a build example. Golden Staff, Mystery Veil, White Robe, Moon Bracer, and Defender's Brace. And the reason I'm going with Moon Bracer is because it gives you Auto Shell, which gives you like 20% to SPR Spirit. So that's going to help you, with your healing and with taking less damage from magic spells until you cast something like Focus, which will buff it up more than 20%. So that's why I like Moon Bracer here. And Defender's Brace is just 10% to defense, 10% to spirit, and a couple other stats. And, I want my spirit up. I want my defense up. I want my healer to be able to take a little bit more of a hit and heal a little bit better. So that's why I chose these guys. Moving on to what a TM build would look like with this Refia. The Magi Staff from Lena, the best staff in the game for healers in my opinion. A lot of spirit on that. Cat Hat from Black Cat Lid, again, some spirit, all the stats you want on a healer. Lordly Robe from Alma TM, high spirit stats, high magic stats, because magic does factor into healing, only a teeny bit, but it sure does. And Ribbon, which yes, she is resist to almost a lot of status elements from her Kaza's Pendant ability, but there are other status elements out there you might want to avoid, so Ribbon's going to help cover that. And then I just put Defender's Brace here because I really just like the 10% spirit. There are obviously other things out there that may be more useful, but as far as the accessories go on healers, I think it's really situational on what you want to run. So I kind of just let that out in the open for you guys, for you to decide how you want to build it. But I gave you the basis of the weapon, helm, and armor, things like that. And finally, guys, let's cover what this healer beastie Esper should be, and I'm gonna go with Shiva, and this is a shout out to Tech Monkey. Shiva's gonna give you a really nice spirit boost, gonna give you some abilities you may want to use, like Imperil, I think it's Blizzard, like the Blizzard resist up, like the Ice Blizzard up ability, things like that, which are always nice to have on your supports. But here's a little thing I want to say: if you're watching this in the future, or you just want to know about what other Espers could I throw on my healer, my Refia Bay? You want to throw on Carbuncle, I do believe, coming out in the next island, the next half of the island we have now, or if you're watching this in the future, Carbuncle's already out. I think Carbuncle's going to be a sweet one to throw into your support healers, so keep that in mind right now. You might want to put Shiva on her, but in the future, Carbuncle's out, use Carbuncle. So that's it, guys. Refia is amazing. She's one of the best healers in the game, in my opinion, and facts back it up. She has a toolbox, a plethora of abilities you guys can use, and if you pull her, be excited because you got a really nice healer to add to your team. If this video helped you out, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below on how you feel about Refia and if you're going to be running her on your team, and subscribe for future content. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.